Welcome back to the Cossy Arsenal channel. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. Eberechi Eze is not a Rodrigo alternative. Eberechi Eze is an independent deal from Arsenal's pursuit of a left winger. And although reports are saying that Eberechi Eze is being looked at as a left winger, which is very, very possible, Arsenal want to sign a left winger and a more versatile attacking midfielder or attacking player like Morgan Rogers and Eberechi Eze. So it's very, very possible that Arsenal sign Eberechi Eze this summer and sign Rodrigo in this summer as well, or sign another left winger. Fabrizio Romano has given us a guide to what Arsenal are trying to do in July. What should we be expecting of Arsenal in July according to Fabrizio? And it is quite action-packed. He says Arsenal are working on many things, but Eberechi Eze is one of those many things and not just an alternative. Important meetings have been held, and Arsenal and Eberechi Eze are very, very optimistic about this deal. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. This is what Arsenal are doing in July, but most importantly, this is what Arsenal are doing regarding the Eberechi Eze story, according to Fabrizio Romano. Now, Romano said yesterday that Arsenal and Eberechi Eze's camp are in the same line. They have the same desires, and that is taking the player to the Emirates Stadium. He said Arsenal had a meeting with the agents of Eberechi Eze over the weekend. It was an important meeting because Arsenal wanted to start discussing with the player side about eventual conditions of the deal. Arsenal have all the information on the release clause, the installments, all the information from the player side now in terms of salary, the whole package. Arsenal are now very much informed about this deal. And Fabrizio also says that the player is open to joining Arsenal. Arsenal are very busy with several things, but we have to add Eze to that list. Arsenal are pushing and working quite strong on this deal. So, Eberechi Eze to Arsenal is no longer just speculation. It is a real deal Arsenal are working on. And according to what we saw yesterday, Mikel Arteta was a very big member of the meeting as they were meeting the representatives of Eberechi Eze. Mikel Arteta was there. He was trying to persuade Eze. He was trying to talk to Eze. Little did Mikel know that Eberechi Eze is an Arsenal fan through and through. He wants to join Arsenal. He's 100% joining Arsenal. If Arsenal can send in that bid, there is no question about that. Now, Fabrizio also gave us an update on his channel yesterday about this deal. And this is what he said about Eberechi Eze and potentially what Arsenal are working on the deal so far.
Let's now talk about Arsenal because it's probably one of the most important news of the day. Is the one you gave us today. So let's talk about Eze and the latest on that.
Yes, I wanted to start with Eberechi Eze because he's one of the main stories of the day, and I'm still getting messages on my phone while we are live. But yes, okay. I wanted to start with Eberechi Eze because Arsenal had a meeting. Arsenal had a meeting with the agents of Eberechi Eze over the weekend. I can tell you that the meeting was an important meeting because Arsenal wanted to start discussing with the player side about eventual conditions of the deal to sign Eberechi Eze. So Arsenal have all the information on the release clause of the player. They have all the information on the installments, all the information from player side now also in terms of salary, in terms of transfer request from the player, in terms of commission, the whole package of Eberechi Eze deal. Arsenal are now informed. So the contact took place over the weekend, as revealed this morning. It was quite a positive one, so the player is not closed to a move to Arsenal at all. From what I'm hearing, the player would be open to joining Arsenal. Don't forget that Arsenal are working on several signings, including a new centre-back with the Christian Mosquera deal absolutely ongoing. So Arsenal are busy with several things, but among these things, from today, we have to add Eberechi Eze, because a contact took place with the agent. It was quite a positive one, and also Tottenham remain interested in the player, but Arsenal are pushing. Arsenal are now working quite strong on this one. Let's see if they decide to proceed, okay, with the release clause, with Crystal Palace, with the player. But now Arsenal made an important move, and so we have to add Eberechi Eze among the targets for Arsenal in this summer transfer window.
Right, that is Fabrizio Romano there, confirming that Arsenal are working strongly on the Ebrich as a deal this July. And also today we've got a story confirming that the release clause of Ebrich as actually becomes active this July. So Arsenal can activate the release clause of Ebrich as in July. In June, it wasn't possible. Arsenal couldn't activate the release clause of the player because it wasn't possible. It wasn't active. It wasn't available for activation. But now the release clause is active and Arsenal can go and activate the deal. Now, the Ghana blog has said that Arsenal's pursuit of Ebrich Eze and players like Morgan Rogers and players like Noni Madueke is actually different from Arsenal's pursuit of a left winger or a typical wide attacker. Arsenal want a versatile attacker to the team, added to the team this summer, and they're looking at Noni Madueke as one of those players. They're looking at Morgan Rogers, and they're looking at Ebrich Eze. Noni Madueke is quite surprising because Noni Madueke strikes me as a winger through and through, but it now makes sense, right? It really makes sense because if Arsenal have been linked with a couple of wingers, and there's so many wingers that are so available, right? Like we have about 20 wingers that Arsenal could sign this summer. And I was asking myself, why are we going for Ebrich Eze for left wing? Why are we going for Morgan Rogers for left wing? I mean, you have Mitoma available, Kudu's available, Rodrigo available, Nico Williams available, Anthony Gordon could be available, Paxiao is available. You have so many options that you could pick from and get a very good left winger. Bradley Bacola at PSG probably as well is a deal you could look into, and the others. But then I saw it. Arsenal sold Emile Smith-Rowe last summer, right? And then we also loaned out Fabio Vieira. Now, I want you to bring this into mind. Emile Smith-Rowe is one of the most versatile players Arsenal had in terms of attacking midfielders, right? He could play in the left eight. We talked about that all the time. He played as a left winger lots of the time, and he delivered. He can play as a number 10. He can play as a false 9, and he can also play as a right winger like Bernardo Silva. And the closest player to do that, the closest player to Emile Smith-Rowe at Arsenal that could give you that was actually Fabio Vieira. And Mikel Arteta swept Fabio Vieira out of the team last summer as well. So it only makes sense that a year later, Arsenal recognized the importance of a player like Fabio Vieira. We recognize the importance of a player like Emile Smith-Rowe because these players were not well replaced. They were not. We didn't get proper replacements for them. You don't tell me that Mikel Merino replaces Emile Smith-Rowe and I'm contented. You don't tell me that Mikel Merino is the replacement for Fabio Vieira and I'm contented, because these are different profiles in very different worlds. They're not even in the same. I don't think that Merino and Vieira are on the same planet. You look at the build of Merino and what he likes to do and how he does his stuff. A very safe player with the ball. He can be a deputy for Declan Rice, no question about that. But Fabio Vieira is like your Mesut Ozil. Emile Smith-Rowe is like your Eden Hazard. These are attacking midfielders purely. They were programmed to carry the ball into dangerous areas, and they don't care. They will actually do it. So I think what Mikel Arteta has realized here is gone, oh shoot, I have Martin Odegaard only in terms of an attacking outlet in this midfield. Yes, Declan Rice's numbers are rising by the season, which is very, very good. And yes, Mikel Merino can add numbers. And yes, Zubimendi is going to add penetration. But we lack another attacking identity as part of the midfield. And I think initially that is what Kai Havertz was signed to do. Come into this team and be another attacking identity in midfield apart from Martin Odegaard. And that didn't work out. And Emile Smith-Rowe was sold, and Vieira was loaned out, and maybe he's going to be sold as well. So Arsenal have decided to go to the market and sign a player that has the qualities of Vieira, but also blends in the qualities of Emile Smith-Rowe. This is a genius signing and a genius decision from Mikel Arteta and Andre Bata. If they do this, if they sign a left winger and they sign Eberechi Eze, well, I'm going to tell you this right now, Arsenal will be absolutely cooking. And I think this deal is now more serious and it could get more advanced than being talked about. Because according to Fabrizio here, Arsenal now have all the information on the release clause, installments, the information from the player side, salary, and the whole package and everything. Arsenal got everything in terms of the deal. Now, with how busy Arsenal are, right? With how busy Arsenal are, trying to send a centre forward, left winger has not come, Mosquera deal is not yet done, Gerard Hato has not yet come, and then we are also trying to sell. We are also trying to extend the contract of players like Saliba and a couple of others. For Arsenal to take time and talk to Eze in depth, it means that there is real interest. And we know that Mikel Arteta is a big fan of Premier League proven players. We know that Mikel Arteta is a big fan of players that can, thrive in the Premier League. If you have experience that you've played and succeeded in the Premier League, you are a big target for Mikel Arteta. So Eberechi Eze for July is a big target for Arsenal, as revealed by Fabrizio Romano. And then Fabrizio says that Arsenal are absolutely continuing to work on the Mosquera deal. This is one of the here we goes we are going to be getting in July. This is going to be a here we go. And it's going to be a smooth one because it's a deal that has been respected. It's a deal that has taken its time. Little time, but it's taken its time. No one is rushing. Valencia are not rushing. Arsenal are not rushing. And eventually, we're going to have that. Have you seen when a trailer head, right, is trying to connect to the backside of a trailer, that satisfying cling, right, where the two come together, that here we go is gonna be like that. So Christian Mosquera, obviously deal not difficult. Fabrizio says we don't have problems on the on player side at the moment. We don't have any problems between club to club as well. So this one is a here we go. You should be expecting in July very, very soon. So let's talk about Rodrigo as well. Now that we have established that Arsenal could sign Eze and also end up signing Rodrigo, what is gonna happen and what are Arsenal planning to do? Now, first and foremost, Fabrizio says that Rodrigo has got the power to activate this deal. Rodrigo, just like Eze, have got the power to go and tell their clubs, I'm sorry, I gotta go, right? I know you've been loyal. You've provided my family with food. You've paid money in my bank account. But I want to go and play football. I want to go to Arsenal. So Fabrizio says that the first step for this deal to happen is Arsenal must be sure that Rodrigo has activated a release, what's it called? A transfer request, right? He must activate a transfer request with Real Madrid. And the marker are saying that any player, at Madrid, it is clear. Any player who wants to leave must bring a proposal to Real Madrid. And if that proposal is good enough, they will be left to go. So this is what marker are saying. If Rodrigo wants to leave Real Madrid this summer, all he's got to do is talk to Madrid and then find a club, bring that club, and let that club bring valuation or bring a proposal that is closer to Madrid's valuation or matches Madrid's valuation of the player. If that happens, Madrid will not stand in the way of Rodrigo. So again, could this one happen in July? I am skeptical, really skeptical. Like, I would be impressed with Andre Bata. I would be impressed with Mikel Arteta and whoever's working on deals if they get Eze, Rodrigo, and Mosquera in July. That is some good work. Like, imagine Eze signing and then Rodrigo signing and then you're just waiting for that center forward. Or maybe a center forward signs as well. Like, you sign a center forward, maybe Sesko, Rodrigo, and Eze. That would be a statement of intent that would write history and then immediately rewrite history. Like, I don't think Arsenal have had such an exciting window, apart from when we signed. I think Arsenal's most exciting window was the Mesut Ozil window, wasn't it? Was it the most exciting? Or was the Declan Rice? I think you could argue either Declan Rice or Mesut Ozil, right? But if Arsenal signed Rodrigo and Eze and Sesko, our biggest transfer window of all time, definitely. Absolutely, definitely. But let's wait. Let's see what comes out of the Rodrigo thing, and let's see what Arsenal are willing to do. With the striker, Fabrizio says nothing is changed. Arsenal are advancing on Sesko and Gyökeres. He says there is no agreement between the two clubs, Arsenal and Leipzig, but talks are still very positive, and a deal is still continuing. A deal is still on. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well, and I'll speak to you right in the next one. Don't forget to tell me what you think about Arsenal's transfer pursuit of Eberechi Eze.